Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'll be sharing these episodes with Nay. We're certified psychic mediums, and this is season 2 of Hello from the Other Side. During the season's episodes, we'll be connecting independently to the energy of a missing child from the United States. All we've been given is a name, a photograph, and the year they went missing. As you watch, you may begin to notice moments where our readings overlap or where similar evidence comes through. We hope that the insights shared today might bring comfort, clarity, or may even assist those still searching for these precious children. At times, you might notice that our independent readings seem quite different from one another. This doesn't mean that those differences should be dismissed. Sometimes the pieces that seem unrelated at first do come together to reveal the whole or different parts of the story. So please remember, the information we share is received psychically. It reflects our intuitive impressions and should not be taken as factual or verified information.
Okay, so it is the 12th of November, and Michelle has sent me through a photograph of Stefanie Damron, who is a missing person in the US, and I'm tuning in to Stefanie's energy. I am being made aware Stefanie comes through on my left hand side, which is my symbol for past, that she has passed over or crossed over. And I just want to tune in and find out a little bit more about her life. So she's making me aware that she wears jeans and sneakers. She's not very feminine, doesn't wear dresses that often or at all. A little bit of a tomboy in that way. So very practical dress sense for her and not overly feminine. Making me aware that she's not great at communicating with people. She's very reserved, very shy. I also just heard audibility as well. So I do wonder if she was unable to speak, because I don't think that she's completely mute. I feel like she just has speaking difficulty, as though she can make noises. Okay. And I am being made aware of vulnerability there with her as well. Okay, she brings up a grandfather. And what about him, please? I'm trying to reach or get some more information around parents and siblings, or just the family dynamic. But there's not a lot coming up here. I do feel like there's a bit of a block there, and perhaps that's because the relationship was strained or because there was an absence. There may have been a younger brother, but the parents, I just can't tune into that energy. It just doesn't feel, like a strong bond there for her. She was a naturist. She loved being outside, loved being in nature. I'm actually seeing the Disney Cinderella cartoon where Cinderella puts her hand out and the birds sit on her hand. But really loved animals, so just aware of her love for animals. And so her living arrangement, I am being made aware of a location with stairs. It does feel they're wooden stairs, because I can hear someone running up them. Maybe two flights of stairs there. Just making me aware of living arrangement with the stairs there. I'm wondering whether or not, this is just a really funny energy, but I do wonder whether or not she was a dependent and being cared for. She's making me aware of enjoying board games and doing things at the table, so doing activities at the table and enjoying doing that. And she really liked being around other people. So even though she wouldn't contribute in a meaningful way to a conversation, for instance, she really enjoyed other people's company. And in particular, I can sense two boys that she sort of sticks with, that she hangs around with. Yeah, and I do wonder whether they're part of her living arrangement as well. So whether perhaps she may have been in an institution or some sort of hospital arrangement, is it an orphanage? Where are they? Because I feel as though the boys have got parents and families in other states almost. at a distance, and they're all sort of together in this area. But yeah, a gap with her family there. But I do get that sense that there was a grandfather that cared for her. Okay. And taking her to the day that she went missing, I do get a sense of needing freedom and requiring freedom, and escaped, run away. Okay, so I do feel as though she has taken steps to remove herself from her where she was living. I feel as though when she did leave, she had to flee, and I feel as though she wasn't wearing shoes as well. It feels very rushed and unprepared. I feel as though she's not wearing shoes, and I feel as though she's running through parkland. So I am seeing like a parkland area, because I feel as though she's on foot running through an area without shoes on and getting cut along the way, just on the foliage and things in that area. I am seeing torches as well, so I feel as though this has happened at night and people have come looking for her in the evening. It does feel muddy on the ground as well, because I can feel the mud press up in between my toes as I step. And it does smell kind of swampy, for lack of a better word. Marshy, like a marsh or a swamp area. I wonder if there's a connection to Florida here, just a swampy type area. Okay. In terms of places that she's connected to, and so I'm just sort of working my way from the West Coast in the US and moving across to see where she sort of stops me. And I think I just heard Jacksonville and Maine. Jacksonville. So I think Jacksonville's a city. And Maine's a state. So I don't know whether Jacksonville's in Maine. I probably need to dust up on my American geography. But I feel as though there's a connection there to those places. She's really not dressed to be running away. This is really fleed in the night out of necessity. And I do feel as though she's fleeing like a care arrangement, as though there were people caring for her that weren't her parents or family. It does feel like professional care or state care. It doesn't feel penitentiary, as though she's in trouble. It just feels as though she may have been a ward of the state, for instance. Why is this important? And I do wonder whether or not someone was pregnant here as well, if there was a pregnancy here. This individual feels as though he has a very close-knit family dynamic at home, in his home. Married, he feels married. I am seeing daughters for him as well. Okay, and I am seeing her again fleeing on foot with no shoes, muddy, swampy, and being grabbed by the arm. So I feel she is found at this point and is grabbed by the arm. I feel as though she's found by two individuals. I can see sleeves, like tattoo sleeves on his arms as well. He smokes, because he's smoking now while she's being assaulted again. So she was caught and then assaulted again outside. One of these tattoos that I see on his sleeve as well, and in terms of her passing, I feel as though they've taken her life at this point as well. And I do feel as though there is they have inflicted injury with a knife to her body. Because I'm seeing the blood there. She is making me aware of the 2 boys that she was friends with in that care environment as well, and like a deep love and friendship for them. Making me aware of a vigil that they held for her as well, because she went missing and they were so worried about her. Because I can see people lighting candles and praying for her safe return. These are people from the community. It doesn't feel like these are family members lighting these candles and searching for her. This feels like a broader community really worried about the welfare of this child and lighting candles to find her. I just sort of see them in the street and signs looking for her, saying that she's missing. I feel they may have found something of hers as well during the search efforts, because I feel like the search didn't happen immediately, like the authorities weren't called immediately, or perhaps they were, but they were told she was a runaway. And I feel as though she may have done that a couple of times before. She may have tried to run away before. And part of when they did eventually go and search for her, they did find some of her clothing. So there was a concern, or people jumped to conclusions around what's happened to her. She's making me aware of that. Almost as though, clothes were found near a jetty and therefore she must have fallen in the water. These sorts of conclusions. I do feel as though her body is in the ground. I don't feel as though she's been dumped in water. And I am being made aware of a vehicle relating to her passing as well. It's a red pickup truck. Is it red or is it maroon? A red or maroon pickup truck. The number plate is unusual. I feel as though it has an X in it. Me back to those 2 boys and that relationship she had with them, that friendship she had with them. Because I feel they're around the same age and they sort of understood her. I also feel as though they were vulnerable people as well, the 2 boys, and just very kind, sweet boys.
So what I'm seeing is from the property or the living quarters, there's quite a big green area, and then it borders on a very big wilderness outdoor area, like it's on the edge of a woods or like a forestry. It's very pretty, very remote. It's just a kind of a block of land and then the woods, and there doesn't seem to be many other properties nearby. Small settlement. Could be a gentle slope down on the backyard into that kind of wooded area. I feel like it's quite frequented. It's a little path going through the middle. It feels like a lot of activity on the back. It's grassy. It feels like that's somewhere where the family play a lot, or the kids, or there's a lot of activity there. I'm seeing Stefanie with longer brown hair. So she feels very moody, very out of sorts. And I literally see her stomping. And I feel like with the stomping that she may actually have boots on her feet, and it's just kind of portraying her mood, like, I feel like she's had enough. She feels restricted. There's a sense she wants to break free. There is another girl. She's leaving behind at least one other girl who I feel could be younger than her, but looks similar, long brown hair. She's going into the wooded area. Okay, so I'm seeing a man. He's quite well built, stocky, not skinny, black beard, black hair, like dark, white-skinned man. He's got quite nice eyes, but if you look in them, they're a bit cold. Looks a little bit quite solid, maybe has a small tummy, but he's wearing like blue slacks pants, outdoor pants, not jeans, checkered shirt, kind of open, but it's warmer, a little bit padded. It's not a shirt so much as like a jacket. He's either got an axe or a gun. He's holding something. A black beanie with a little leather patch on the side is something that he wore, so it's not, doesn't feel warm. And maybe autumn, because I'm just seeing autumn leaves as I said that. I feel like he steps in front of her path, or he sees her and she's kind of distracted by her mood and gives her a little bit of a fright. There is the impression that he rough handles her over to the side of the path. I feel like you could almost see the house. It's not that far away, and he takes her down like not a gully, but just as this little area that it kind of forms like a little bowl. I feel like he manhandles her down that. A little bit of a struggle. She's in a mood. He wants to dally with her. I feel like it might have happened quite suddenly. Like, it wasn't long after she entered the wood, I feel. He is a family man. I can actually see a gold band on his finger. He's got sturdy fingers. There might be a tiny bit of grey on his beard. Seems like an upstanding kind of citizen. He may have been, if he wasn't watching, I feel like from where he was, he could see the backyard. It's kind of like opportunistic. Do you feel like there's a familiarity that she knows who this is? Maybe he's someone who does a bit of hunting. I feel like I'm seeing more clearly that it could be a rifle. I feel like there is a struggle. It's not something that she's going willingly to do. I'm seeing scuff marks on the ground of the path, like she might have been kind of dragged with her feet kind of scruffling. He is cold. He is unfulfilled. He has some desires that are not being met in his life, and he feels trapped. He has a wife. She may be a housewife, because I'm just seeing it as an apron, but that could mean that she's at home. Young children, possibly 3, like a little boy. Nice backyard. He feels very calculated. Like, I feel like there's an act. There's a shed there. I feel like it's red, weatherboard, and it has a little white trim, kind of like a little window with a cross in the middle. Could have a padlock on it, and it's like maybe the gun is there and that's where it's locked. I feel like gardening tools and things like that, maybe even a mower, is kept there. I feel like she's secured in this like little shed. It's not very much room. Maybe wooden under the floor. I think she's got her hands behind her back and a gag on her mouth. He leads her there. She's wearing jeans and a hoodie or a sweatshirt. It's cold and she's hungry. I feel like she spends the night there. So either during the night, he can't leave her there. He goes into his family's decision time. Okay, he takes her. The next morning, he's not going to feed her. He doesn't say much to her. He's not seeing her as a person anymore. I think she has some hope around the back of the shed. I feel like he uses a large stone or something nearby to end her life. Okay, I'm starting to feel the energy of her on the left now. I couldn't feel her before. I feel like she's deceased. There's rope and tarp or plastic. I feel like she's like the typical body shape with the rope around in 2 places, and he's carrying her into the wood. Maybe he goes over a stream. There's kind of a little bridge or way to get across the stream. It's only a little stream. Then he heads towards the right. The right, if you keep going that way, it kind of opens up a lot more. There's a bigger stream. It's like a big river bed with rocks and stones. I think he's just carrying her body. Just seeing how can he transport her. Feels very remote. I feel like kind of fishing region. It would look like a body. This is very bizarre. It's like there's several stream crossings, but it's all part of the same river. And at some point of that, there's a bank it's quite a steep bank. You go up the bank on the far side, and there's a tree. It's a weeping tree. At the time, it was kind of maybe had golden leaves. It's like he has buried her there. And there's a log sitting on top of the burial site, so it's quite near the tree. It's just a little thicket, but I feel like there's quite a bit of stream. It's not far from the bank. If you look from there, I feel like it's quite expansive nature. I'm not seeing many properties. There's an association with the perpetrator going to a fete. I'm seeing what looks like streamers and a celebration. This is being talked about at the fete. People are saying things about this missing girl. He is like, oh gosh, it could be my children. He doesn't make an association with his own children. He's compartmentalized. I don't feel like he's a very emotive man. I feel like he's cold and calculating, and he covers it up. He can have conversations. I'm seeing that he's wearing like an apron and white boots. That's saying to me, like, I work with fisheries, and I can see what frozen fish in polystyrene containers, carrying them out to a van. The van's got a big round symbol on the side, like fisheries, marine fisheries, something like that. They're in plastic, so he's got a sharp knife. He does filleting, he does cleaning, sluicing, manual work. He's strong enough for it. I'm really not feeling her presence very strongly on my left-hand side. Stefanie, yes, I do feel like she has passed. It's just interesting. I'm really not feeling her strongly. I feel like there was a bit of chaos at her home. It just feels like things were a bit of mayhem, like not stable, not solid, kind of even a bit messy and emotionally a bit messy. Drinking, maybe some alcohol. I feel that she had this desire to leave the situation in any case. Let's see if there's any possibility she's just a runaway and there's been an incident on the way, and she's still with us. I also feel what was used to hit her on the head is still something that's at the back of the shed. There could be some DNA evidence there. Maybe an association with a black and white dog as well. The wife's got brown hair with the middle part. Maybe she wears it back quite a bit. He has regrets. It ended up causing complications. I am seeing RIP, so I do feel like perhaps we've lost Stefanie. Where she is, a little bit further down the river, it kind of goes off around a bend, and you can see it's quite open and quite a wide riverbed into like up a bit of a stream. It's kind of wood back on each side, so it's quite a very pretty area. It has a lot of dappled leaves in autumn. It is a beautiful area. There's a log. There's a log sitting over the spot where I feel her body may be lying. Okay, I think that's all I can get on Stefanie. There's some parts of that weren't clear. I think she was planning to run away. I just don't feel like she got to execute that at any point.